As a nutritionist and health coach, I'm often asked about turmeric for inflammation. Many of my clients seem confused about the best time to take turmeric, how much they should take, and the most effective way to consume it. If you're struggling with managing chronic inflammation and want personal guidance to get your health back on track, you can book a free discovery call with me using the link in the description. But for now, in this video, I'm going to be answering all the questions on how to take turmeric the right way and give you my 6 favorite ways on how to incorporate turmeric into your diet and meals naturally. Please bear in mind that this is educational content only, and you should always consult a doctor first for personalized recommendations. But let's dive in. I'm sure we've all heard about turmeric and its health benefits, but those benefits don't actually come from turmeric itself. Instead, they come from its active compound, curcumin. And while turmeric contains only 3 to 4% curcumin, this small compound is responsible for its anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and neuroprotective effects. People commonly use curcumin to reduce inflammation and arthritis pain, support liver health and immunity, ease chronic conditions like PCOS, autoimmune diseases, fatty liver, and metabolic syndrome. And they even take it to reduce stress. But before you rush off and drink that viral turmeric water or start sprinkling it onto raw food, let me tell you that this is completely counterproductive and highly ineffective. The reason being that curcumin has very poor bioavailability, which means your body struggles to absorb it and actually needs some help to make the most of it. And because of curcumin's low bioavailability, the turmeric supplement market is booming. Most of them specifically designed to enhance absorption, usually labeled as high absorption or bioavailability enhanced. But the question is, are they really safe to use? The reality is, when it comes to turmeric, more isn't always better. Taking too much of it can cause side effects like bloating, diarrhea, or even an increased risk of kidney stones due to its high oxalate content. So while in small amounts, curcumin acts as a very powerful antioxidant, in high doses it can damage DNA or even increase cancer risk. One study even found that taking 8 grams of curcumin daily raised blood levels into risky territory. And in this risky territory, only supplements, especially those bioavailability enhanced ones, can reach. Natural turmeric would never deliver anywhere near this amount. To reach that kind of territory, you would need to consume 200 grams of turmeric daily, which is highly unlikely. So for example, a 500 milligram curcumin supplement with 40 times enhanced absorption is equivalent to 20 grams of curcumin, which is far beyond that safe limit. So even popular products and brands like Kirkland Signature may also push levels to high, especially when taken on a regular. So now that we know what might be unsafe to take, let's talk about the right dose of turmeric or curcumin that's safe. So while there is no official consensus on the perfect dose, research has shown promising results with the following: 500 to 1500 milligrams of turmeric daily for 2 to 3 months. However, anything more long-term in high doses isn't recommended. That's because there's not enough research on its safety. For a more general guideline, the World Health Organization suggests a daily intake of 1.4 milligrams per pound of body weight is safe. So for someone like me weighing around 63 kilograms, that works out as just under 200 milligrams of turmeric per day as a safe daily intake. That said, the dose depends heavily on your individual health and needs. So you should always consult a doctor first. And as I mentioned earlier, I would definitely stay well below the 8 grams of pure curcumin daily to avoid any potential risks. As a quick comparison, in India, the country that consumes nearly 80% of the world's turmeric, the average daily intake is around 2 grams of pure curcumin. So I'm not sure why anyone would push for doses of 8 grams or more, especially with artificially enhanced supplements. Then there's also studies on specific conditions, whereas for osteoarthritis, 1.5 grams of turmeric extract daily was found to be as effective as 1200 milligrams of ibuprofen over 4 weeks. And for pain relief, 1 gram of turmeric daily matched the effectiveness of 1950 milligrams of acetaminophen over 6 weeks. But again, it's important to note that these studies were short-term and the long-term safety of high doses remains unknown. Have you tried using turmeric in your meals, or have you tried any turmeric supplements before? If so, let me know in the comments, because I would love to hear how you guys incorporated it. Now let's talk about my personal recommendation. Personally, I do prefer getting my turmeric from natural sources. I feel like as long as your meal doesn't taste like your turmeric pack exploded over it, it's very hard to overdo it. I would also avoid high-dose curcumin supplements, especially those with enhanced bioavailability or or added fillers. If you do want to take it as a supplement, I would recommend looking for organic, natural options that are also third-party tested. For example, USP or NSF tested to ensure purity and quality. And those supplements you would want to store in a cool and dark place to make sure that they stay potent, because air exposure can actually degrade them. And if you have any health conditions, like I said earlier, talk to your doctor to determine the right intake for you. And if you're a generally healthy person just wanting to take turmeric for its anti-inflammatory benefits, I would suggest starting on the lower end, perhaps 50 milligrams daily, while naturally boosting its absorption. And I'll explain how to do that in just a moment. And then listen to your body, monitor how it reacts, and only increase the dose gradually if necessary and appropriate. And one more thing to keep in mind, curcumin is actually metabolized very quickly, which means it leaves your body pretty shortly after you've taken it. So to maintain steady levels, you could also split your daily dose into 2 smaller amounts and take them 8 to 12 hours apart. And if you've learned something new so far, please give this video a thumbs up so YouTube can suggest it to other people that may benefit from this. And if you've learned 2 new things by the end of this video, please consider subscribing because it really helps me grow and create more free content like this for you. So I just mentioned when we stick to those lower intake amounts, that's when we do want to boost absorption. But we want to do that naturally and not with artificial enhancement like most supplements. So how can we boost curcumin absorption naturally? There are 3 ways to do this. Number 1 is to pair it with black pepper. Black pepper contains pepperine, which can enhance curcumin absorption by up to 2000%. Yes, that's 20 times. You only need about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, which is roughly 20 milligrams of pepperine, to get this effect. That's why many turmeric supplements actually include black pepper extract, which is often labeled as bioperine. But here's a little heads up. Pepperine can also slow your liver's ability to flush out toxins, which might not be suitable for everyone. A safer and just as effective method is to combine curcumin, which is fat soluble, with healthy fats instead. Fat soluble, as the name describes, means that it dissolves in fat and not in water. So eating turmeric with at least 15 grams of healthy fats, so whether that's avocados, nuts, or olive oil, helps your body absorb it more effectively. And the last way is to use heat. So heating turmeric, like sauteing it or adding it to cooked meals, can increase its bioavailability by up to 12 times. The key is to heat it for anything between 5 and 12 minutes, but not excessively. So adding turmeric to curries, soups, or stir fries is a really great way to do that. And if you need more help with managing chronic inflammation and improving your overall health, then don't forget you can book a free discovery call with me using the link in the description. Another question that I get is, does timing matter? And the short answer is no. The time of day you take turmeric doesn't really matter at all. Research shows no significant variation in its effects based on timing. What does matter is taking it with a meal for the reasons I just mentioned. I also want to mention that turmeric is not for everyone, particularly those with bowel duct obstructions, kidney stones or gallstones, for those taking blood thinners or blood pressure medication, those suffering from acid reflux, diabetes, or if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. And now at the beginning of this video, I said that the viral turmeric water is highly ineffective. Why? Because curcumin, as we just learned, is fat soluble and not water soluble. So drinking it with water won't do anything and you might as well leave it. So to wrap it up, I'm going to give you my favorite ways to incorporate turmeric into your diet naturally that consider all the intake tips that I've just given you in this video. Number 1 is the golden milk. Here you can just add 1 teaspoon of turmeric to 2 cups of milk, any kind, and enhance it with black pepper, coconut and almond oil, cinnamon, honey, or maple syrup for flavor and better absorption. I also love turmeric smoothies, where I just add 1 to 2 teaspoons of turmeric powder to my favorite smoothie that also contains some healthy fats. You can also stir your turmeric into your warm oats and enjoy it as your breakfast oatmeal. I also love mixing 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder into my scrambled eggs because eggs are already yellow and you really don't even taste it. And then again, season it with salt and pepper. The cold buster is super helpful when you're feeling sick. Here you just have to combine 1 part turmeric powder with 3 parts of raw honey, and then just take a teaspoon of that every 2 hours when you're feeling sick. And lastly, using turmeric for cooking, so using it in your soups, curries, sauces, stir fries, or marinades. Here I would just start with 1/4 teaspoon per serving, and then just go up to 3/4 to 1 teaspoon if you like. And then again, you would want to cook in healthy fats to boost absorption and antioxidant potential. So however you want to prepare or take it, I just want you to remember that when you do use it in its natural forms. You want to add some pepper, heat it slightly, and eat it with some healthy fats for optimal absorption. And remember that turmeric is definitely an incredible natural remedy, but how you take it really matters to maximize its benefits. And if you're now ready to dive deeper into anti-inflammatory foods beyond turmeric, check out this video here on the top 10 anti-inflammatory foods to help reduce chronic inflammation. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you over there.